look, the subject that I've put on the screen is already getting people commenting before we've even gone live. This is West Ham Fan TV Live and Uncut. Obviously, the show where we go live, we talk about subjects that people put into the comment section, but we always start off with one subject. With my old mate Ryan Arch. How you doing, mate?
Hello, mate. You're right. Yeah, I've just seen the title. I didn't realise because I've just joined. Yeah, I've just seen it. That's a little controversial one.
Well, it is controversial. Of course, it's controversial. Not something that I believe in, to be quite honest.
No, not yet. Anyway, but not for me.
The reason why I put it as the title is because that's what people are saying. That's what people believe in, and I just want to sort of like. I'm not trying to troll anyone or get clickbait or anything like that. What I'm saying is this is a genuine question. But
yeah, no, I've seen it. I've seen it popping up on social media since Saturday, mate. And it's not only Saturday. People are saying it sort of like before the season started. I think it's ridiculous to even question it yet. You're 2 games into the season. But we spoke about it on post-match pint on Sunday when we recorded it. That if it goes 3 or 4 games and he hasn't picked up a win, people will start questioning. People are already questioning his tactics already. And has he got a plan B, which we spoke about as well on post-match pint. And yeah, I'm not too worried about it yet. I don't think Pellegrini's in any danger at the moment of losing his job.
He shouldn't be either. I mean, look, I was frustrated on Saturday. Don't get me wrong, I was frustrated. But there's not one part of me that thinks to myself, it's time for him to go. I mean, people that are saying that, I mean, we're quick to pull the trigger sometimes, West Ham fans, you know what I mean? Like, especially on social media and things like that. And we're very quick to sort of like jump the gun, so to speak. And you know, one defeat, even if you've won 20 in a row, seems to send people into meltdown, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, social media definitely doesn't help with things like that. Like a manager can be the best thing in the world, but 2 defeats in a row, and all of a sudden everyone's talking about their job.
But I think that's probably just the Premier League altogether. Do you know what I mean? It's everyone's looking for that instant success. And I believe that, you know, you look at the signings and all of that sort of stuff that he's made during the summer. I believe this is still a rebuilding period. There's still people in there from sort of the Allardyce era, let alone the Moyes and the Bilic era. And you know, you've got to give him a little bit of time. Although we were very poor on Saturday, you know, there are still players to come back. We was missing Anderson, we was missing Haller. Yarmolenko's still coming back to full fitness, and I think he, I think he come on and done a decent job on Saturday. But he needs time to let his squad settle. He needs time to let his squad settle. People that are talking about this are just the gun jumpers that want instant success like that. But I believe that he's the right man for the job. But questions will start to be asked, Ryan, if we don't pick up points against Watford and we don't pick up points against Norwich.
Yeah, I mean, look, Watford's a massive game. Look, you're 3 games into the season, you're already talking about a must-win. We need 3 points. We need to get the first 3 points, like a win on the board, so you can build on it. I mean, if we pick up a win against Watford and then we pick up a home win against Norwich, you're going into the international break with 7 points out of 12. It don't look that bad. But if you lose the next 2, you could be bottom of the league going into the first international break, and there is going to be pressure on Pellegrini, and not only Pellegrini, people will start probably having a dig at the board again and then picking up on certain players. There's no doubt about it. I mean, people said his legs are gone. We've missed Mark Noble these first 2 games. It's clear to see. So if he's back fit, ready for Saturday, Yarmolenko should be fit now. Anderson, Haller. It'll be once Pellegrini gets his first choice starting 11, then we can start judging him.
Thank you to everyone who's getting involved in the comments. I mean, they're starting to attack us a little bit, Ryan, but I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. They probably just tuned in and read the title. James Viva says, but you have to be honest, we was lucky against Brighton. We was very lucky against Brighton. Brighton's always been a tough place for us to go as West Ham fans. You know, we seem to struggle with their physicality a little bit. But I believe that there's a brand of football coming. under Pellegrini. I believe that there is a philosophy that he's trying to implement, and he's getting the players in that implement it. Obviously, missing two of his biggest players on Saturday. Yeah.
I actually watched the highlights back earlier today. I was off work today, so they showed the 30-minute highlights on Sky. So I watched it back, and the first half, I can't believe how poor we was. They even showed the incident with Antonio, the penalty. Do you know what, mate? Tony Gal was commentator on the game, and the camera angle, it looks like he does actually get a foot on Antonio. It's the second trailing leg. He wins the ball, but it's the second, because there's no way Antonio would just go down when he's through. So that's another one that's a bit controversial, and plus you got VAR. But look, there's no hiding it. You know, I sat there and I was at the game, I watched Match of the Day, and I watched the highlights, and we don't look any better on all three. We was poor, and we was lucky to get a point.
Liam Williams has not even watched the video, but absolutely not. Liam, we're doing the video now, mate. This is live and uncut. Managers aren't giving long enough to implement their philosophy. This is the problem with football. Everyone expects results in 4 hours. Give him time, for fuck's sake.
Look, I agree. I do agree. The title of this video is obviously something that's been spoken about on social media. It's not us, what we feel personally. I've been a big fan of Pellegrini since the day he's walked in. I trust Pellegrini, and he will get it right. We're 2 games into the season. If it takes him 2 or 3 games to sort it out, you've still got 36 games, 35 games left of the season to challenge for Europe and cups and whatever you want. So it's tough at the moment because he hasn't had a settled starting 11. The centre back pairing changed within the first game and the second game. Now they're talking about doing it for the third game. You're never going to get a settled back 4 if you keep changing it. Just go with what you think's best and trust it. It will work.
It's the best. It's the back 4 that we're struggling with at the minute, I believe. Anyway, Lewis Warren says Pellegrini's starting lineups are questionable. Quite often, he seems to pick the wrong team and fixes it halfway through the game. We don't start playing till after half time. I think everyone's entitled to mistakes. To be honest with you, like that. Look, Lewis, that lineup against Brighton was totally wrong, right? But he probably was planning for that a week and a half in advance, and by that time he had Haller and Anderson and all that ready. He's probably thinking to himself, they're a bogey team, you know. And although we did struggle, the man that everyone's questioning, Chicharito, scored a goal, and I'm not innocent of that. I was questioning him. Ryan had backed me up here. I was questioning it all through the game on Saturday about why he's starting. On the subject of Chicharito, Ryan, I know he scored, and people say he's a poacher. You got to feed him and all that. Do you believe he's still the man? Would you think he'll ever come good at West Ham?
Listen, we've said it many a times on this on our channels. Hernandez is a goal scorer. He needs chances and needs runs in the team. He's not going to get a run in the team when he's in it 1 week, out in the next. Because if Haller's fit next week, he's out of the team again. But he's just scored a goal. It's a difficult one with Hernandez because I do like him as a player. Sometimes he does look lazy, but then sometimes I think that he hasn't got the players around him that feed him them balls. It proved it on Saturday. Lanzini, for me, as I said earlier, I watched the highlights back. Lanzini, that's the best I've seen Lanzini play for a long time. The runs he was making in that game, honestly. What are you laughing at?
On the screen.
Nicky, no. No, but look, as for Hernandez, you got to sort of trust him. He will score goals.
They looked a different team when we played 2 up top.
Yeah, and this could be an option for Pellegrini. Maybe he might look at that and think, all right, Sebastian Haller and Hernandez might be a good big man, little man combo. You know, we see what Haller done against Man City in the first half, the way he holds the ball up. He's strong. He brings people into play. And someone like Hernandez could thrive off of that. But also, if Hernandez is out of the team, Haller can do that, and you can have Fornells and Lanzini running off of him, and Anderson and Yarmolenko. So, look, we've got a great squad. We've got a strong starting 11 when everyone's fully fit. But Pellegrini just needs to get that back 4 sorted, be confident in it, and you never know.
Forever Blind Bubble says, if we get a different captain against Watford, it will be 3 different captains in 3 games. Does he know what he's doing? I'm not a big fan of the captain bit. I mean, there should be a vice captain. Reed's a vice captain, isn't he?
Yeah, so this is the thing. It's right. If you put another captain in, he should have had his vice captain already this season. Obviously, we know Mark Noble's captain. He should have turned around and said, "Right, Fabianski, you're the vice captain," or Declan Rice, you're vice captain. I mean, we've had 2 in 2 games now, and there probably will be a third on Saturday if Noble ain't fit. But it's about getting it right, getting the balance in the team.
Payet squad says, all I'm saying is that if it was Moyes or Allardyce, we'd be ripping into them. Pellegrini could have signed a proper fullback over the summer, but chose to spend 25 million on another attacking midfielder. Payet, I think that he bought what he needed, to be honest with you. When it comes in terms of like tiers of what you need, I think the first thing you need is a centre forward. The defence and the fullbacks come last, unfortunately. You know, when you've got limited funds like us, we're not Man City. We can't go and spend £50 million on a fullback. We can't then go and spend another £50 million on a backup fullback.
One thing I would say is I know a lot of people jump on David Moyes, but when you look at David Moyes' time at West Ham, it wasn't pretty all the time, but he was starting to get something right. He sorted out the back four when he came in. He went to a 3 at the back, and he got an out of it playing the best football since he joined us, and he turned him into a good striker. And then Moyes obviously lost his job. So I'm not a Moyes hater. I don't think Moyes done anything wrong at West Ham. He come in, done his job. Sam Allardyce, a different story. It got boring in the end. But I think Moyes was onto something. And I think if Pellegrini didn't come in and Moyes was given that money, you never know what could have happened under David Moyes. So I'm not going to knock David Moyes for what he done.
Jimmy Jones Computers, he says bollocks.
That's his opinion, but
that's his,
I sit there and watch it, and you can't doubt he come in and he changed that back four. We stopped leaking goals.
Look. I'm not going to knock him with what he done with the back four, and Arnautovic obviously probably started with Arnautovic playing the best football of his career, let alone with us. But I was bored under him. And a lot of fans were, and I know there's always going to be split opinions. It's one of them things where.
But you was bored under him because he took over Billich's squad that you was also bored under.
Yeah, I understand. I do understand, mate. I do understand. But he done the job he wanted. But that's the thing with us West Ham fans. Sometimes we want to keep on rolling the dice, and then sometimes we come up short. Do you know what I mean? Morg says, all right, lads, Pellegrini's had £200 million to improve a mid-table team, yet we're still mid-table team. Surely he has to take the blame now, considering the board have backed him. Morgs, I would say yes, except I think that squad is in need of about 350 million when he took over. I think there's a lot of deadwood there. There's a lot of aging players, a lot of players that ain't playing well. I don't think just giving him £200 million in today's market is enough to sort of. It got to the point where the squad was getting so depleted and talent was leaving and talent was just, people were aging now. I don't think, £200 million was enough in today's market. You know what I mean? I think it was the people before him who would let the squad deplete so much and people just not playing for managers. You can't ever count on loss of form or just loss of appetite for the club. But
the problem is as well is that he's been given 200 million to spend, but so has everyone else around us, so they've improved as well. We've brought in some good players. He has brought some good signings in. I'm not going to knock Pellegrini for that. It's just about getting it right, and the thing is we just need to get that team settled. We need to get it settled, and look, Haller and Anderson missed out with dead legs on Saturday. So hopefully they're raring to go for Watford.
Ewan Smith says, get Nicky and Ryan starting at the back. I was a centre forward, mate, and he was a midfielder.
I played centre back when I was younger, but I'm too small.
Good. Like Stevie Potts, mate. Stevie Potts was small. He never struggled. Morgs 123. I heard you messed up your trim. Yeah, I had a bit of a disaster. Bit of a disaster of a weekend, really, to be quite honest with you. But there you go. One thing I do want to... Let's talk about Brighton. We haven't really had a chance to talk about our trip. I mean, my weekend was fucked from the get-go, to be quite honest with you. Flat battery outside Dan's house at 11 o'clock, couldn't get it jump started. Called the RAC, they turned up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I was literally back home, picked up my gear, and and away to Brighton. So, you know, that's stuff. Football fans, Ryan, are we treated with, what's the word? Discrimination. You know what I mean? Like, we went to Brighton. Brighton is one of the most diverse cities in the country. It's an openly LBGT. Is it LBGT?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. LBGT city. You know, very proud of its heritage, very proud of its roots, very proud of its acceptance. We goes to Brighton. We've got these T-shirts on, these lovely T-shirts, which you can get in the West Ham Fan TV merch store. It's me, my brother, Ryan, and his fiance. Two of us are wearing West Ham shirts. Well, I wasn't wearing a West Ham shirt. I was wearing a sort of one of our T-shirts with all the patterns on it. Jade was wearing a West Ham shirt. We went to the Wetherspoons where we'd been earlier on in the day, spending you know, vast amount of money on food and drink and all of that sort of stuff. Gets to the same pub after the game. Gets there. Dorman stops us. No football fans. And I'm like, well, what do you mean, no football fans? And he's like, well, no football fans. We've switched to glasses now, which I found insulting, Ryan.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean, mate. It's ridiculous. Like, and they wonder why football fans get irate, and you know, you could, like I said, it's disgusting the way football fans are treated sometimes. You know, we was in there earlier in the day spending a lot of money. There was a group of us spending in there. We went back there just before we got our train, have a couple of drinks, something to eat, and they refused to let us in. But they already admitted to us that they've already let people in with football shirts on. And as we walked away, they let two girls walk in, wearing West Ham shirts. You could see them waiting for us to walk away, and then they let them in. So look, it's just.
So it's men. That they.
No, it's basically, it comes down to, mate, that these two birds probably flirted with the bouncers. That's probably what it is.
But it's. I mean, everything's moved on. This is 2019. Like, Brighton and West Ham ain't got a massive, you know, history of having punch-ups and all that sort of stuff. You know, it's supposed to be the most openly accepting city in the country, and quite rightly so. This is 2019. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, everyone should be accepted, and they're worried about. Like, I said to him, like, because his excuse to me was, we've switched to glass. I said, what? Just because I'm standing here in a West Ham shirt, you can't? What? Am I free? You can't trust me with a glass? What's that all about? Matt Powell says Nicky should have flirted with him. Yeah, you're right, Matt. I should have got
the problem is, mate, is that you're right. We're in 2019 now. If we'd have walked up there with about 10 or 15 of us singing Bubbles, you can understand that. They don't want like that in there. But there was four of us, like three blokes and a girl. And like, we're going in there. We basically said, we're not drunk. None of us were drunk. We said, look, we want something. We're going to get something to eat, a couple of drinks before we get our train back. And they was like, you could see, like, they were smug. You know, that's what bouncers do. They think they're the bollocks, and you know, it's their word, you know, their rules, and you know, we stood there and we see them let other people in, but look, what's the point? There's no point in.
My point is, mate, it's 2019. We're meant to be openly accepting of everybody.
Well, you look at how footbul fans are treated when you go to turnstiles.
We're stuck in the 80s, yeah. We're stuck in the 80s.
You go to the away ground, and look at Old Trafford. You search about 20 times before you get in. Every away game, you're treated like scum. You know, the police are pushing you and all. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
Gary Page says it's because you look like a couple of Canning Town Harbour. No, I don't think that's right, mate. It's just they was refusing people that didn't even have West Ham shirts on. It was just like Fred Perry's in West Ham colours.
Yeah, they refused someone had a white Fred Perry on with a bit of claret around his collar, saying, "No, that's football." He said, "Well, how is that football? Tell me how that's football." That could have been someone that lived in Brighton who's just gone to a Fred Perry shop and thought, "Oh, I like them colours." It's ridiculous, mate.
Dan Smith says, will the top still be available at the end of the month? Want that Lanzini top? Yes, mate. They'll be available for forever and a day. Designs will change over time, obviously. Some will stay, some will go, depending on like what's being sold and all that. There's new designs coming all the time. I'm starting on the next set of designs now. I've got about 4 or 5 ready already. Yeah, you know, just keep your eye out. If you keep on going to the store, the link is in the description down below.
I've seen people saying about my haircut, right?
Oh, here we go.
I've got nothing in it. There's nothing in it. My hair's just fluffed tonight. I ain't been out all day, so like I've got nothing in it. So yeah, I do look a bit younger, but yeah.
Well, what do you ask for when you get an haircut?
What do I ask for?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just say have a trim up, a little bit off the top. He knows what he's doing.
Probably knows what you have now.
I trust the Turkish barbers. They're good where I go.
Will Ryan launch a West Ham Fan TV training range? Maybe in the future. He likes a good train. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely won't be fucking wearing it, but he might launch one.
I'll be launching the Jubilee and Central line t-shirts.
Ruber Fingers 1 says, if I got a dead leg as a I'm guessing he's talking about Haller and Anderson. If I got a dead leg as a postman and didn't go to work the next day, I'll be slaughtered by my colleagues. Why there's so many injuries in the West Ham squad? Do they need to just man up a bit? I'll be honest, mate, right? When I was still playing football, when I could still play football, I got a dead leg once. And you know, like when you used to get in school and they used to give you a dead leg and you're dead arm, dead leg or whatever, these things, like, I'll be honest with you, this was no joke. Like, I had to have a couple of days off work. But the problem is, you know, one game into the season with a dead leg, what it is, it's an impact injury to the muscle. So it gives the muscle bruising and it weakens the muscle a little bit, right? And bear in mind, you've got 38 games coming up. I don't think you should risk something like that because, as I said, it's painful anyway. Like, you feel like I've done sort of like knee injuries and like, you know, severe knee injuries. I've had to have my knee replaced and all that stuff when I was very young after accident, and I had to have it all rebuilt and all this sort of stuff. I've had them sort of injuries, and trust me when I say this, that dead leg was worse because it just, you know, even though it was only there for like 4 or 5 days, you know, it felt like my leg was going to fall off. So I do understand it, and as I said, it weakens the muscle. If you start running on it again, you could re-injure it or tear it or something like that. So it's definitely not worth it. Just let them recover. You know what I mean? So like 2 games into the season, look, if we're 20 games in and you know we are you know, pushing for relegation or pushing for Europe or something like that, yeah, risk them. You know what I mean? Like, give them an injection and risk them, but not for 2 games in the season. Dead legs affect the nerves, so it won't be able to play to your optimum level. No point if you have other players. Yeah, absolutely. Go on, mate.
I remember Stuart Pearce in a West Ham shirt trying to carry on with a broken leg.
No, don't get me wrong, Ryan. I know people that have sort of, you know, played through injuries and all that sort of thing, and you know, they do seem to be getting a little bit more. Don't want to play if they've got a slight niggle and things like that now. You know what I mean? But I don't think it's worth it 2 games in. I don't, because you could get a worse injury. And I know Stuart Pearce tried to put his boot on when he got a broken leg and all that, but I don't think it's worth it for that. They should man up a bit. Yeah, I do agree with that. But you know, it is what it is. Duvet Dancer, what happened to the morning after the night before, Nicky? I would have filmed it, mate, but as I said, I had a bit of a disaster of a weekend. And we was doing post-match pint in the morning anyway. I thought it would have been a little bit sort of derogatory to do that. Then derogatory, that's the wrong word. I always get my words wrong. A little bit sort of like pointless if I'm going to go and do post-match pint the day after, because obviously we get back you know, a bit later. But it will be back. It will be back when I get back from holiday. I enjoy doing it. I might even do them. Well, I don't tell my missus, but I might even do them while I'm on holiday. So I thought it was a bit pointless to do it this week, but I enjoyed doing that last week. I think it was a good little show, and they will be back very, very, very soon. So, so Japper John talking about t-shirts. Please do a Billy Bond based design. I'm sure there'll be one in the future, mate. Gary Page. Oh, this is a good one, Ryan. Great to see Dean Garner get Youth of the Week. Did you see the chance he created for that kid?
Oh, Dean Garner?
Yeah.
What, for Charlie Austin?
Yeah. And he hit the post.
Yeah.
It was Pyatt. Do you remember when Pyatt done that at Blackburn? It was like that. He was class a weekend. Got 2 goals as well.
He's getting rave reviews from Bilic and that. Bilic obviously knows him from his time at West Ham, but he's going to be a great. He's going to be. I'm looking forward to seeing Diagana back in a West Ham shirt.
Obviously, you've seen the question that's coming up. Nicky and Ryan, have you ever seen each other naked? More times than I'd like to admit, to be honest.
We'll share a lot of hotel rooms. Should
we tell them a story about Old Trafford?
Yeah, Old Trafford. Oh, the pizza menu.
Yeah, yeah. So, me and Ryan used to play in the same football team. It was the days when
I'm just going to go out that way.
we used to have to take showers. You know what I mean? It was like these days you can't get kids in the showers, but as soon as I finished the football game, mate, you couldn't get my kicks off quick enough. I was kicks down in the shower, like, you know what I mean? I always wanted to be clean.
He didn't even play when he was in the shower.
Yeah, I think I had a shower after the cup final when I was the manager. After I after I'd managed us to the cup final win, and I had a shower. You know what I mean? I couldn't do it quick enough. I love a nice warm shower. Right, so we've seen each other. So Scott and Ryan were standing in a hotel room. Right, we went to Old Trafford. It was a midweek game, and me, Scott, and Ryan. This is before the channel and all that sort of stuff, right? So Scott said, "Do you want something to eat?" And we was getting ready to go out, and I said, "Yeah, all right, we'll have something." So he's going, "All right, I'm going to go down the shop. I'll get a pizza or something like that." So I don't know what I mean. It was very young, but I don't know what.
I've just seen the name of the person that sent the question in as well.
I don't know. We was very young. I don't know what inspired us to do this, but we wanted to shock him as he walked back through the door. So we stripped off all our clothes and laid on the bed with pizza menus on that overhead. And he come in with the 2 pizzas. And, he nearly dropped them, to be quite honest with you. There was another time as well in Napa when we went to Napa, which was bizarre. It was sort of our last day there, right? We had no air conditioning. We paid for an air conditioner, and I think it'd run out. It was absolutely sweltering. It was our last day. We was sort of getting ready for a night out. We got ready a little bit early, and it was so hot, right? So we both got out of the shower, both got our towels on, started to get ready. I thought, I've got to take my clothes off. It's too hot. It's too hot. I'm going to get in the bed, but I'm going to take all my clothes off. I'm bloody boiling hot, right? So we both said, and he done the same thing. So we're they're separate beds and all that sort of stuff. We're not sleeping in the same bed. So because it was so hot, and then all of a sudden we got a knock on the door. And so I got up and I was smoking a cigarette at the time, because it was the times when you could smoke cigarettes indoors, and I was smoking a cigarette at the time. So I've gone to the door, and it's a guy. Now we're going home the next day, but it's a guy selling boat party tickets, like one of these reps things. So I've cracked open the hotel door. There's me wrapped in the duvet. It wasn't a duvet, it was like one of them sheets. I was wrapped in the duvet, naked, obviously, smoking a cigarette, and he's laying behind me in his bed, all sort of drapes over the bed, like with his duvet over him. And he just went, "Do you want boat party tickets?" I went, "Oh, no." As I started to explain to him, he just went, "Thank you," and walked off. He thought something naughty was going on. Lewis Warren says, "What has happened to this show?" Yeah, exactly. Let's get back to West Ham, Ryan.
Live and uncut.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Anyway, good days, mate.
Yeah, well, yeah, they was good days. Right, so let's get back to the football. What else we got? What can we chuck in here?
There's not really much story-wise, is there? I mean, it's like, when was it? Monday now. It's 2 days after the game, so your mind's still fresh on the game, and you look at some of the. I mean, Fabianski had a great game. Some of
Yeah,
the saves he pulled off.
yeah,
Some of them I think were for the cameras. But yeah, I think the back four looked up. Diop and Ogbonna. I don't think them two worked well together, if I'm honest.
there's the one. That's the wrong one. Matt Powell, Lanzini, new deal potentially. That's come out today.
Well, funny enough, I said this the other week, didn't I? I said that it wouldn't surprise me if it comes out that he gets a new deal, a new 5-year deal in the next few weeks. And that, what I see of Lanzini the other day, he looks like he's over his injury now. He's getting his fitness back, and we know what Lanzini's about. Some people say he's very inconsistent, but he was inconsistent through an injury-prone year. Let's get him fully fit, and to get him and Fornals playing at the moment, I don't think they work together on the pitch, but they haven't played together a lot on the pitch. So once them two get settled, chuck in Anderson, maybe chuck in the Yarmolenko as well if you can fit them all in. It's one hell of a squad. But no, I'm excited that we're going to tie Lanzini down to a longer deal.
Yeah, so am I. He showed on Saturday what he can do. He's always one of them players. I think sort of the team were very static on Saturday, and he's always one that's willing to get the ball and try and do something with it. He gets slated a lot for giving the ball away and stuff. But if no one else is moving and no one else is trying, you've got to do something. He tries to get something going, but I get him down to a new deal. He'll come good. He's coming to sort of 25, 26 now. He's going to hit his prime in the next couple of years, I'm sure, and we all know what he can do. So, bit of consistency. Get him down to a new deal. Get him settled into the squad. Make sure he knows he's staying and all that sort of thing. But ISO Shay, West Ham Fan TV. My main account, Thunder Road, has been banned. When will I get out of YouTube jail? It's been 2 seasons, Nicky. Free Thunder Road with monitoring. No, mate, I'm not. If you've been banned on our YouTube channel, you've been banned for a reason. And I remember the account, Thunder Road, and spouting all sorts of nonsense. If you've been banned, you're banned. That's it. There's no coming back from it. We don't ban many people. We don't ban many people on.
It'll only be for something that if something really bad was said. We can take banter all day long, and people say, I don't know what, I can't remember that account, and I don't remember what it was, but maybe you tell me after. But yeah, but I'll tell you one thing that I will just quickly mention: the Newport County ticket confirmation. Has just come out. They've allocated us 1,039 tickets, which basically means that no season ticket holders. It goes to the away scheme holders and bond holders. So it's a bit gutting that.
Great.
Yeah, it's a bit gutting. I mean, for 1,000 tickets. I mean, the game is on Sky, so obviously people get to watch it. But I'd like to have gone to that. So you never know. There might be a couple of tickets come up, but I'm a bit disappointed with that. A bit disappointed. 22 quid a ticket though. Bit pricey for League One, League Two.
Mm. Yeah, but I don't mind it when League One, League Two clubs are doing it, mate, because they're not the multi-millionaires of the Premier League. You know what I mean?
No, so basically, bond holders and away ticket holders will be getting them. So that's just been announced.
It's going to open up the debate against, what's the right thing to do, isn't it? Obviously, bond holders have been, bond holders were promised that in 1992. So you can't really go back on that. It's something that's like 100 years or something. But in terms of away season tickets and all that sort of thing, it's going to open up the debate again.
I'll be honest, mate. There'll probably be a lot of away season ticket holders that don't want to go to this game, and there'll probably be a few floating about. So,
let's have a look. What was we talking about before I said that? I can't remember now.
Lanzini, wasn't it? I see the question pop up about. You had a question on there about Winston Reid.
Ken Ammers, do you think the board will start selling priority points on Megastore? I wouldn't put it past him because fans are desperate for him. No. Sorry, mate. Just going on priority points and talking about the Newport game. What I don't understand is that if you would have got a ticket for this game, right? Say they went on general sale, you got 1 point. You go to the home game, you get 2 points. If it was drawn at home, I really don't get that. Surely they should give you 2 away points if you're travelling up to Newport on a Tuesday night. There needs to be a complete revamp of it. It should be like Newcastle do this system where you get a point for buying a ticket for the game, and you get a certain amount of points for. I don't think they do them like 1 or 2 points. I think they do them in the hundreds and the thousands. You know what I mean? But say, for instance, like you go to Sunderland at home, you get sort of like, say you get 100 points for the tickets, you get another 300 points for travelling to Sunderland because it's right close. Yeah, but if you get if they got Plymouth at home away, yeah, which is the furthest ground away or whatever it is, they'd get sort of like 100 points for buying a ticket and another 2,000, say, for travelling. If you get a midweek game, the travelling points double. Yeah, so it's got to be. I think it's got to be a system like that. But you know, the OSB are there. You know what I mean? If you want to get something done, you know, email them, the OSB. I know that the guys there are sort of advising the club and all that. And many other sort of people that are sort of independent supporters associations and all that like to think they're getting things done, but they're not really. If you want to go through the channels, go through the proper channels, which is the OSB at the minute, until something changes. So go and email the OSB about priority points. Maybe they can get something done. Maybe they can get something, suggested maybe for next season or season after or whatever. But yeah, it's definitely got to change. Matt Powell, what are your thoughts on Pellegrini saying Yarmolenko and Sanchez are important players for us? If they're in his squad, I think he thinks they're all important players.
Yeah, I think definitely Yarmolenko is definitely an important player for West Ham. And another player and Sanchez as well. Both had injury hit last season. It was, they never really got going, did they, in West Ham shirts? Yarmolenko sort of showed signs of it, but he had a little sort of mixed pre-season, if I'm honest. So once he gets a few more matches under his belt this season, I think he's going to be an important player for us, Yarmolenko.
Gary Page says OSB is a mouthpiece that it don't get nothing done. Well, give him a chance. You know what I mean? That's what I'll say.
I think we've been in saying that we've been in 5 or 6 meetings with the club. And some things got sorted. You get slated for it, but it's what people wanted and asked us to put forward. Some things got sorted. Not everything got sorted. But look, the OSB are there to do that as a job. So hopefully they do get listened to. And
but that's the official channel. That's the official channel. There's no other way to do it. Like all these people like banding around who promise you the world and all that. They don't do nothing. They haven't got a voice within the club. That's the way to do it. The OSB, like whether you agree with it or not. And to be honest with you, Gary, I don't give a shit. To be quite honest with you, I wipe my hands off of all that. A year and a bit ago. I won't get involved in all of that shit again. They asked me to get involved in something with Socios. Somebody just said what happened to Socios. I'll answer that in a minute. They asked me to get involved, but we done our bit. And, we're not there to do that anymore. There's people that are out there that want to do that as sort of jobs and as their hobby and all of that sort of stuff. Let them get on with it. I don't care. But at the minute, if you want anything, just email the OSB and then sort of give your opinion on it. You know what I mean? They're the ones that they're the official channel, whether you like it or not. And as I said, I'm indifferent. I don't give a shit who the fuck you got to talk to. Just talk to someone. You know what I mean? But yeah, they're the ones to go to at the minute. So, try. Dennis Wall says, when will the stadium go to 66,000?
I think the next step is 62 in it. They're going to up it to 62, and then I think they increase it 64, then 66 over the next year. Maybe next season, we should have a full 66,000. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah, I think that was for next season, wasn't it? Gary Mark says, what's your favourite goal? Did Canio v Wimbledon, Obiang against Tottenham, or Payet free kick versus Man United? I don't even think that's the best Payet goal, to be honest with you. But my favourite one is obviously Paolo against Wimbledon.
Yeah, out of them three, I'd say Paolo.
That's up there with the best ever for me. Anderson playing the same way he did at Lazio. That's why Napoli, Juve, Inter, Roma never bought him. A little bit inconsistent, but you got to give him time to settle in and all that sort of stuff. And Guys, what do you think the starting lineup for Watford? Fabianski, Frederick, Diop, Balbuena, Masuaku, Rice, Noble, Anderson, Lanzini, Antonio, Haller, plus Fornals, Wilshere, Yama on the bench.
Yeah, not far off that. I'd probably.
One thing I would say, mate, is I don't know how many times he's got to prove it, but Antonio is a starter for me.
Yeah, I'd probably swap. I reckon that ain't far off the team. I'd probably say Wilshere will probably be in for Noble. That's just down to Noble not being match fit. But I think that's not far off the starting lineup for Watford on Saturday.
Absolutely, mate. Barrister Senior says 32. Love the new t-shirts. Are they for sale? Yes, they are, mate. Click the link in the description down below. Takes you through to our store and you can purchase them there. We ship worldwide, everywhere except for the United Arab Emirates, which is something to do with postcodes or something like that. So anywhere in the world you can get a t-shirt. They can buy and ship in as well. Sean Fennell says, second favourite Di Canio goal is the goal we flicked it up and it on a volley versus Chelsea away. That goal is very underrated. You're like me, mate. He was that's absolutely great goal. I've seen some good goals from him against some good players. You know what I mean? One of my favourites was when we played Arsenal once, and I can't remember if it was a league or cup game, but we beat them 2-1. And
it was a league game, wasn't it?
League game, yeah. And he done Keown. He flicked it over him, then flicked it over him again, and then put it in the top corner. That was one of my favourite goals.
That was the game when Razor Ruddock got sent off for Vieira spitting at him. Vieira got sent off. Yeah,
you're right. Yeah, was that the game where Artson kicked Keown in the face? That was the FA Cup game, wasn't it? In the midweek.
That was the cup game. Yeah.
Travel Nation. Do you ship to North Korea? I've been told everywhere except for the United Arab Emirates, mate. So, yeah. Matt Powell, what part of Mexico are you going? P.S. You should get a Chicharito shirt with you. I'm going to... I can't remember where I'm going to now. I'm going somewhere. I haven't got a Chicharito shirt, so, you know, it's not... it's not a possibility.
Design one and take it.
I should, yeah, I should do.
You should have a little P on the back.
The hashtag, Ryan. Mark Noble for Prime Minister. Is it still trending?
I don't think so now. I think that one's died down a bit.
What was it all about? Just a speech, was it?
Yeah, I think it's something to do with the
speech.
The speech before the Brighton game or something. But then someone done the hashtag Noble for Prime Minister, and it sort of took off a bit. But I think it's died down now. I can't see us. The only time you'll see Noble in number 10 is if he plays behind the back forward two.
Do you guys remember old Upton Park with the terraces? Yes, mate, I do. Yeah, that's where I first went to work.
Kid.
Yeah, on the old terraces. I used to be an old South banker. Maxi Delavine, he wouldn't be messaging from North Korea. They have an internet ban on their enslaved population. Grim life for the poor sods. Well, that's the point, isn't it? You won't be able to order them if you can't go on the internet, I suppose. Amar Mandalia, guys, I only put Noble in that lineup because of his leadership, which is what we lacked. Heads, he could be fit for Saturday. Look, Noble starts for me. Like, don't make apologies for it. He starts for me, right?
Yeah, obviously that was the same person that done the starting lineup. I said that is probably the perfect starting lineup, but I just feel that probably Wilshere would be over Noble just for the fact that Noble's just come back. So, but if Noble's fit, then of course he's going to start.
Cam Reader, is there a way we can make suggestions for the channel or ideas for t-shirts? Yeah, do it here, mate. I'll read it. No problem. Yeah, for me, he does start. Is this the geezer we see at London Bridge? Ryan?
Oh, yeah, most probably, right.
SDG Gaming, would you put Reed in a centre-back role? Well, he's a centre-back, so if we had to, yeah, I would. I wouldn't put him up front, that's for sure. Anything else? I can't see anything else. I do standing on the North Bank. Yeah. I used to be a South Banker. Dan Smith says yes. Noble, if he's fit, I want him alongside Rice and push Wilshere up. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting when everyone's fit, how he starts it, because at the moment there's no disrespect to, and he didn't play that bad on Saturday. I thought he had a good game, but no disrespect to Snodgrass, but he's not going to be a starter, is he, when people are fully fit? But fair play to Snodgrass. I thought he'd done a decent job in the centre midfield on Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Listen, that's the thing with Snoddy though. Snoddy knows he's coming to the end of his career. He's got probably a few more years left in him. He knows that he's playing in a good side, and I think he'll give everything he's got. I love him. He walked through us on Saturday, didn't he? We all got a chance to say well done.
Shake his hand.
Yeah. Noble starts because him and Rice are our only defensive-minded centre midfielders. We sold Kiete and Obiang and haven't replaced them. Sanchez is a defensive-minded midfielder, mate, whether you rate him or not. Recon Rascal, do you think we will finish above Spurs? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Not this season. Probably not this decade.
SDG Gaming, I know this is bad, but you push Rice into centre back with Diop, bring Noble in at centre midfield with Wilshere. Ryan's been saying that all the time.
I said that the other day. I think if it's not working with Diop, Balbuena, Ogbonna, Balbuena, then maybe put Rice back there and put Noble in with Wilshere. Look, you got to try it. If it's not working,
a lot of people pushing Diop into centre midfield because he's got more. Well, I don't think he's got more. I don't know what the point of that would be, to be quite honest with you. Matt Powell, you should dress in a ballerina outfit for a forfeit. Obviously, we're still taking suggestions on the forfeit from the pre-season quiz. Matt, I'd look like a yogurt in a sock if I was dressed in a ballerina outfit. Absolutely, I'm not doing that. Rafa, finish above Spurs, you take the piss. Yeah, that's why I said we wouldn't. Dan Smith, have we got one of the best keepers in the league?
Yeah,
I think we're up there.
Yeah, definitely up there. He's definitely in the top 20 in the Premier League, without a doubt. But no, look, Fabianski.
In all seriousness, mate, I think Edison and Alisson do their jobs for their clubs.
Yeah, De Gea.
I think they do a perfect job for them. I don't know whether it would work at somewhere like West Ham, like Edison and Alisson. I don't know whether it would work. They're brilliant goalkeepers, but they're ball playing goalkeepers. Did you? Oh, we've got to talk about Adrian after. But they're ball playing, so I think they do the great jobs for their respective clubs for them. So I think they'll be up there with the two. I think Kepa's a good goalie. I think De Gea's a good goalie, although he's been in poor form. But after that, I can't think of more than Fabianski, to be quite honest with you. Marcus Archer Maley, what's your favourite match day snack? I try not to. I don't want to remortgage at the London Stadium, to be quite honest, yeah? What's your favourite match day snack, Ryan?
Vodka.
Yeah. Are you glad to fan of cider? Who's he play for?
No, I like cider. I'm drinking this new one at the moment. I forgot what it's called though. The flavour is pineapple and raspberry. But honestly, yeah, it's nice. It is nice.
I like cider. I do like
Old
cider.
Mount. Is that the make? Old Mount?
Yeah, there isn't one called Old Mount. Yeah, I like the Copperberg one, and people are going to take the mick. The strawberry and kiwi one. I think that's my favourite one. If I was on a hot summer's day, there's nothing better with than one of them with a nice ice if you're sitting in a beer garden or whatever. Adrian one. I think Liverpool got introduced to the eccentric part of Adrian.
Well, they've seen that they've had what they've had within the space of a few days, the hero and the villain of Adrian that we had for 5-6 years. Look, I said this to my mate in Worksports Liverpool. I said to him about Adrian. I said, "What are you going to get with him?" I said, "I mean, if you look at some of his saves in that game, that point blank header from I can't remember who it was now, but it was a great save by Adrian. That's the good part of him." And then you get the part, and it weren't the first time he done that in the game. He done that and he got let off the first time because it went out for a goal kick. But yeah, look, that's Adrian all over, innit? He's one of them, isn't he? You're gonna love him and hate him all in one.
Well, I spoke to Chris Pajak today, matter of fact, about some bits and pieces. He obviously runs a Redmen TV, so he watches Liverpool, week in, week out. But he said to me, I said, I said to him just in passing, I've seen you met the real Adrian. And he went to me, do you know what? You say that, yeah? He goes, in the first half, he kept us in it. He said we
Yeah,
could
he
have been
did.
3-0 down, and he was the best. I said, but that's the thing with him. He goes, you know, his problem. He's one of these goalkeepers that are an aspiring outfield player. Thinks he's an outfield player. And I said to him, I remember same ground as it happens. I was at Southampton. You remember the one at Southampton when he come out with a ball, tried to dribble it out, lost it, and ended up getting sent off.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. His distribution's poor for a goalkeeper, I think. His lack of concentration is poor as well. But his shot stopping's, look, on his day, he's shot. If you used to put him up there with the great shot stoppers in the Premier League, he's up there. Not shop stoppers. Stop coming in my shop. Get out of my shop.
Sean Fennell says, Nicky, don't lie. I see you eating popcorn at the Man City game. Ha, 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 ha. I'm not opposed to it, mate. Funny enough.
You did have popcorn, mate.
I've never had popcorn. I'll be honest with
you.
you. No, I didn't have popcorn. I promise you, I never had popcorn.
You had it in your pocket.
No, I'm not opposed to popcorn. No, I'm not opposed to it. Why do people oppose a food? Like, if you go outside, man, they're selling all sorts of shit. Like, why does everyone ever go to popcorn? I'll be honest with you. If I go to football, yeah, bear in mind they're selling pot. Like, I'm a fat bastard, yeah. You know, if they're selling pies, they're selling crisps, they're selling chocolates and all that. What difference? I'd rather, if I was taking my kid to football, I'd rather my kid have popcorn than a bag of crisps.
Your face did.
I
know what you mean. I've got no problem with people having popcorn. It don't really bother me, mate.
No, I don't know why it bothers anyone, to be honest with you. I don't know what difference it makes.
It was just another thing to moan about, wasn't it? We didn't have that at the bowling.
Yeah, Matt Powell, do you watch 4-4 Tunes? Yes, good friends with the guy that makes it. West Ham Driller, fun fact, West Ham Fan TV is the 5th biggest fan TV channel. Oh, well, thank you very much.
I didn't know that.
Why don't you get your mates to subscribe, make us the first? Nicky already got memed up for predicting that we'd finish 5th last season. Listen, we all say silly things, don't we?
Yeah, but you notice how they're reusing it this season and making it look like it was.
Yeah, it'll be something that goes for years to come, right? I'm sure of it. But we can all do that. Two can play that game. Rick and Rascal says, you did predict to finish above Spurs last season. Laugh my fucking arse off. I can't think you have a better chance of finishing above Chelsea, to be honest. It's all Frank Lampard loving on Sky will end in tears. What do you think? Listen, I got overexcited last season. They didn't sign anyone. It didn't look like they was going to sign anyone and all that. I'm not going to make excuses anymore. It's been done. It's been said. Simple as that. I'm a mug for saying it. But finishing above Chelsea, I'm not going to predict that we finish above anyone, to be quite honest with you, because Chelsea, although I do think they're a little bit hazard FC, they have still got some great players. I think they're struggling with strikers, and I think they'll struggle this year.
I'll be honest with you, mate. I watched the game yesterday and I thought Leicester should have won.
They should have won, definitely.
100%. Leicester dominated, especially in the second half, and they had their chances right at the end as well. So, look, Chelsea, yes, I'm not going to sit here and say I know everything about Chelsea and their players, because I don't. But what I've seen so far, I don't think they're going to be a team that finishes in the top 4 this season or challenges for the top 4. I think there'll be a sort of around the 7th,
upper mid,
8th to 6th place team.
But there's a place for 6 then, isn't there? Because they're one of the big 6. So I was impressed with Leicester. Wolves are still going well, aren't they?
Wolves are playing now. They kick off in 5 minutes. They're playing Man United tonight. So that'll be interesting, because they might beat Man United twice there last year in the League and Cup. So it's a different Man United this season. So it should be a good game.
Someone keeps on asking us where we do the fan cams. I keep on missing it because it just keeps on flicking up. We're doing by the club shop.
Opposite Turnstile F.
Opposite Turnstile F, yeah. You can always find us there. With Diagana finding his form and scoring well, do you think we've done the right thing loaning him out, as I really rate the lad? Yes, I do. I think in the long term, I think he'll come back a better player. He's going to get game time at West Brom. You see what he done on Saturday. Keeps on doing that. He's going to come back. He's going to come back stronger.
I rate Diagana. I mean, he scored 2 goals on his debut for us, 2 goals on his debut for West Brom. He's got a good future in the game. I just hope it was he's with West Ham.
Danny McAllister logged in and he said, "Why should he be sacked? That's a joke of a title." Danny, go back and watch the beginning of the video, and then no, then
It's not
not our opinion.
it's a
It's just
topic.
what people have been talking about. It's a topic.
I don't think he should be sacked. Nicky
Well,
don't
neither
think he should be sacked.
do I. No. First manager to get booted in the Premier League. Oh, I hope it's Pellegrini. No, I'm joking. First manager to be sacked. I could see that being Lampard.
No, I know. Do you know what I'm going to say?
Go on.
Roy Hodgson.
Really?
Yep. Roy Hodgson at Crystal Palace. He'll be gone within 10 games.
Yeah, they sacked. I mean, remember when
they sucked the ball after 45 minutes when it was
it was like one game.
But I think the board didn't win in his first 7. But I just got a feeling that I think Zaha's obviously not happy at Crystal Palace. They lost yesterday to Sheffield United. They look poor. I just got a feeling within the first 10 games he'll be the first one to get sacked.
Mitchell Bohr says, "I'm getting bored of you just answering Matt Powell's questions now. I have a voice as well." I haven't seen anything from you. What do you want? If the next time you put something up, I'll keep an eye out for it. It's just flicking past so much on the screen that I can't see. I'm not just answering Matt Powell's questions. I answer Mighty Badgers. He said, "I reckon Steve Bruce will go as well. Will go first."
Yeah, Steve, you've also got the Watford manager. He's under pressure. You know, they're bottom of the league. They've lost their first 2.
Well, Steve Bruce is Watford manager.
Yeah, if they lose to us on Saturday, which I hope they do, obviously. But yeah, it's always that one. You always find someone in the first 10 games losing their job.
Wagsy says, "Nicky and Ryan, me and my mate who come to on the West Ham at South, who come on the channel at Southampton. I think they make the West Ham based channel. What tips would you give?" Tips.
Be consistent.
Get ready to lose your life. That's what I would say.
Be consistent and stick with it, and ignore the views. Don't worry about views. Don't worry about thumbs up, thumbs down. Just keep making videos and putting them out there, and then it grows.
I would say just focus and be true to what you're doing, and don't let anybody try and tell you any different. Like, obviously, if people ain't watching and all that sort of stuff, but I'm just saying, like, if you've got it's easy to, like, you can get 10,000 people that like something and 100 that don't, and it's easy enough to speak to take the advice of the 100 because they're the vocal minority, but always go with your heart, you know.
I always used to think that like when you do a video and you can get 300 thumbs up, but you get like 1 or 2 thumbs down, and they don't give you a reason why they don't like the video, and you're like, I'd rather know the reason why, so you can sort of improve or change it in the next video or whatever. But look, it's what happens. YouTube's a hard thing to do. It's a lot of hard work that goes on behind the scenes and things like that. It's not just about sitting in your bedroom uploading a video.
Matthew Cornwall says, "What do you think Pellegrini can do to inject some pace, urgency, and drive into the next game?"
Start
Mark Noble.
Start Diagana. We can't.
With a pace, I think Antonio. I think Antonio's got our yeah.
Hang on a minute. I've just noticed that.
What?
Where's the pixel?
It's gone.
I'll be back next week.
Yeah, it probably will, mate, because it's the camera. I've got a camera clipped on the top, and sometimes it just fails to load up, and I just have to go without it. Otherwise, I'm going to end up sitting here in the dark. What do you think of Lincoln City, managed by West Ham fans? Danny and Nicky Cowley doing a great job. Maybe West Ham managers in the making.
Yeah, you know, I think ex-employees sort of spoke a lot about them last season. And they are doing a good job, and as you know, they are West Ham fans. Bit of a big step up, you know, to come into the Premier League and manage West Ham. But look, that's probably their ambition, their dreams. But you never know. One day
you have to start somewhere, mate.
Yeah, I know, and you never know, mate. You never know. What a fantastic story! You'd be doing that.
Keith Stewart needs banning if you can do that. Dom Daly, can anyone chat to you boys will be at a couple of games this year. I live in Northern Ireland. Of course you can. Anyone. We open our fan camps to anybody. There's nobody that, you know, you don't turn up and you say, well, no, I can't talk to you because, you know, we're talking to this person or that person now. Somebody's put their question up a load of times, but yeah, we don't discriminate who we talk to. It's an open platform. Anyone can come on. Everybody queues up. Everyone that queues up gets a say. Somebody said I've put my question out so many times now. Right. So where's his question, Ninja? Who do you think could replace him though? As there's no one better for a midfield table side that we could get. I've got no idea what that means. Replace who? Pellegrini? Nicky Cowley. Joe O'Brien. All right, lads. Do you still think we'll get 7th or 8th after Brighton? I know we didn't have Haller Anderson, but that was poor. It was poor. But this season is. Look. People said to me about the other day.
Just remember, only 5 points off top.
People said to me about like last year. We was poor at the start of last year. Lost our first 4 games, tough games, and all that sort of stuff. We lost our first 4 games, and people were saying no chance. We had genuine chances of getting 7th last year. Genuine chances. So you know we've lost one, and we've lost one and we've drew one. So of course there's chances. It's a long season.
I said that on post-match point. I said if out of the first 2 games, Man City at home, Brighton away, I think a point is probably what I would have expected if I'm honest, like realistically, because Man City at home, you just write that game off. And then obviously Brighton away, we don't win there. Last time we won there was in the Championship. So yeah, a point would have been it's a good point at Brighton.
And then just says, make the title with a video and then 2 little squares. I suppose they're little emojis that ain't showing up on a computer. I don't know. I forgot what you said now.
Who do we replace Pellegrini with if he goes?
I don't know.
I
don't want him to go. I'm not even thinking about that.
No, yeah. Let's worry about that if it happens. I mean, I'm a Pellegrini fan. I don't want him to go, and I hope he stays for a few more years yet.
Richard says marathon, not a sprint. I've got to go in a minute because we've been going for an hour and 5 minutes. We should be snack. Thanks, Ollie. Simon, have you guys also noticed that we always seem to struggle to beat Brighton and Bournemouth? Yeah, of course I do. I go and watch every game. So I do notice that. You know, you get bogey team. Everton was a bogey team for, you know, a long time. You know what I mean? Like, you know, who else has been in the past few years? Ryan? Stoke was for a little while, weren't they? We couldn't beat Stoke for a little while.
I think every team's a bogey team for us.
For a couple of years, yeah. It was. You know,
Southampton was one.
Martin Small, are you 2 best friends? No, don't know each other outside. No, we've been best friends for 25 years, something like that.
Yeah, we don't talk.
No, we don't talk outside.
We only talk on live chats.
Recon Rascal says, how has Declan Rice started the season? Is he suffering second season syndrome? I think he started it very difficult. I think he was good on Saturday. Wasn't great against Man City, but it's Man City. You know what I mean? They can make the best players in the world look average. He'll be all right. He'll be fine. Mitchell Bohr says, would you be happy if we went back to a back 5 away from home against top sides? Do you know what, Mitchell? That could be an absolute shout, that, to be honest with you. We know Bilic used to like playing a back 3 with 2 wing backs, you know, at times of desperation as well. Moyes did it, and who else used to play a back 3? Sam played a back 3 a couple of times, didn't he?
He tried to.
Yeah. That could be a shout out, mate. Yeah. Whether they can do it or not, I don't know. I don't know. We definitely could. I would say yes, but it's them learning a new system and all that sort of thing. Marcus Archer Mail says 4-4-2. Yeah, that's
revert back to the old classic.
Yeah, I think it would catch everyone off guard, mate, to be quite honest with you. Matt Powell says, I'll tell you something. I went Stoke versus West Ham first season back in the Premier League, and he, Stoke fans, started singing "I'm Forever Blowing Bubbles" in Stoke. And is that normal? PS, he got me a free ticket. I don't think so, mate. I don't know who that was. It definitely wasn't a Stoke fan. Paul Stevens, with Cresswell having such a poor game against City, do you think our two main left backs are between Masuaku and Johnson now, as he played well in pre-season? No, I don't think so. I think Cresswell is going to be ahead of Johnson. Johnson might be more inclined to get a game at right back, I would say. Right?
Yeah, I mean, Johnson is cover for right or left back. I mean, if Creswell or Masuaku will obviously pick up an injury, then Johnson will be definitely coming in for cover for one of them two. But it's a difficult one with Ben Johnson because I want to see him get game time, but I can't see where he's going to get it. Hopefully in the cups. I mean, someone put a question up earlier that we missed about who's going to get a chance at Newport County, and I think you will see players like Ben Johnson, a Yeti, players like that, fringe players getting a chance in the cup.
I think that's. I want to see like a Yeti and you know what's his name? The centre back. I forget his name again.
Yeah, I was trying to think of it. I was hoping that you remember it. I can't remember his name either.
Called
the Portuguese
the
youngster.
Yeah, I want to see all them playing a cup. You know what I mean? They're meant to be the future. S. Dangerfield, 81 says, love the channel. Been following you guys since you had under 100 subscribers. Channel keeps getting better and better. Well done, lads. Thank you very much, mate. It took us long enough to get our shit together.
Thank you for following us.
Yeah, and thank you very much for following us. Forever Blowing Bubbles, have you heard anything about Socios? No, and that's a good thing.
I don't hear nothing about them no more. I think they sort of took the hint that West Ham fans didn't really want to get involved. So I think they concentrate more now on Juventus, Roma, and is it PSG? I see them tweeting out competitions. They do some competitions for West Ham fans, but I don't think really West Ham fans are going to take to it. And
there's going to be a few because people like free ticket.
People love a free ticket or a free T-shirt or a free whatever. But yeah, that's down to them at the end of the day.
Matt, Nicky got told off for reading your comments, then done it again. What? Who told me off? Cardoso is the kid's name. Ben Johnson was a great sprinter till he got caught out. Oh, Jesus Christ! I just realised what that's. Yeah, Ben Johnson was obviously the sprinter, the USA sprinter, wasn't he? Back in the day, got caught for drug cheating or whatever. Matt Powell says, we would do a post-match pint every home and away game. We will definitely try. Probably not midweek ones, to be quite honest. I don't like going out my ass. Right, Ryan, we're going to leave it there, mate. We're going to be going for an hour and 10 minutes nearly. Thank you very much. Terry Basin says, can't seem to find a link to get the T-shirts. The link is in the description, mate. If you look at the description, the link is in it. If you look at any of our old videos, there is a link to click on any of them. So just give the link in the description down below a click. And
also on
it's on our Twitter as well. It's pinned.
Yeah, and our Facebook page.
Yeah, so anyone that wants to get the T-shirts, anyone that's having trouble finding the link, go to our Twitter page or our Facebook page, and they're you're looking very smart, mate. I thought they are too big a little bit, yeah.
No, yeah, you know what? I've had to tuck it right in.
Tuck it in, you're sitting at the back like that.
I am. I've pinned it up like they are. If you're this is a large, large, and it comes up really big. So if you wear large, then I'd
get a medium.
Maybe get a medium, or if you're an extra large, maybe a large would be. They do come up quite big. They are very generous.
Ian Smith says not below on YouTube. I'll have a look, mate. But if you click any of our fan cams over the weekend, they're all, they're all in there. But as I said, go to our Twitter and just click it. Stinking Nat says, are they expensive? They're £20, mate.
$19.99. What's delivery's only about £2 as well, isn't it? Or something like that.
£2 delivery, and you can $2.99 delivery, and you can stack them. But that it's $9.99 for like all around the world. like wherever you are around the world. If you're not in this country or whatever, I think $5.99 to Europe and $9.99 all around the world. But you can sort of combine shipping, so you can send like 5 T-shirts and it's like £10. Yeah, I don't think that's that bad.
What one you got on?
Boys are bowling.
Oh, I was going to wear that one.
That'd have been a disaster, Ryan. Tell you what, Ryan should start modelling West Ham shirts. Let him model our ones first. Goldie, keep up with the fitness, Nick. You're looking trim, mate. Yeah, I'd give up that about a week ago. I think a week and a half ago.
I've had a nightmare week, mate. I ain't even. Honestly,
you see me, Ryan. I went to Brighton. I ate a double stacker burger or whatever it was called.
Mate, honestly, last Saturday after the who did we play at home? Man City. I went out for a few drinks after, and a few drinks lead to a few more drinks, and then you have something to eat, and then all during the week, it took me 3 days to get over it, so I missed the gym. And then this is the thing, I went Brighton on Saturday, a few more beers, and this is what I didn't really want to do. So I need to get back on track this week.
Bob Pop says expensive. If it's too expensive, mate, it's too expensive. It's it's totally up for you. I'm not forcing you to buy one. Essential Monday and Thursday night viewing, lads. Thanks. Thank you very much for watching Duvet Dancer. We appreciate everyone in the chat. Listen, let's start wrapping this up now. Hold on a minute. Will there be a point system if you buy more than one shirt, like a limited edition claret and gold version of a shirt? We have got something coming up, Mighty Badger. I won't tell you about it just yet because we're still working on it. But we have got something coming up that I'll tell you all about when it launches. So there will be sort of an exclusive shirt that only certain people can get their hands on. I'll just leave it at that for the minute. But there is something coming up anyway. But anyway, I thought you banged it on Ryan. Says Goldie, I don't know what that means. Yeah, thank you very much for everyone in the chat. It's been an absolute pleasure talking
to me.
I don't know. It's getting dark. Look, we've been up so long, it's starting to get dark. The nights are starting to rain in a little bit. I'm going to have to find a new... I think the garden days are coming to an end. I think they'll certainly be coming to an end by the time I get back off from Mexico. Listen, Ryan's going to continue the live shows during my time away.
I thought you meant now. Why you got a bit?
No. Ryan's going to continue the live shows while I'm away. I'll be away for a couple of weeks, of course. I'm going to try and come on. I'm just saying, I'm going to try and come on. I'm not saying it too loud because
hang on a minute. Hang on. So we're going to be sitting here in England and epoxy weather while you're laying on the beach with a pina colada.
It'll be about
and we've all got to see you.
It depends on the Wi-Fi and things as well. Do you know what I mean? So I can't promise anything. I'll try, but I know Ryan, you're looking to get guests on and all that sort of stuff. So he'll be carrying on. So after this Thursday, I'll be away for a couple of weeks. But please,
if you do the live one from Mexico at the end, just sort of drive off on
a speedboat.
So, see you next week.
I'll jump in the pool.
Yeah, like in.
I might get one of them. One of them.
Goodfellas, Maurice Weeks.
Yeah, I might get one of them waterproof cases and take you in there with me.
Maurice Weeks don't come off and he jumps in the swimming pool. Oh,
okay. Yeah. So tune in Thursday for my last one for potentially the last one for a little while. Ryan will have guests in all over the time when I'm away. But yeah, thank you very much for joining us. As I said, go and check out the T-shirt link. Go and check us out on all social media. I'm getting told off for saying all the stuff that I used to say. I've been saying for years, but check us out on all social media: Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter. We can be found Instagram under West Ham Fans TV on all of it. One thing left to say, why?
Come on, you irons.
Come on, you irons.
Come on, you irons.
Boom.